Draft kicks off tomorrow. We're going to put this episode out tonight. You get more time for this mock draft to sink in. It's our final mock draft. We've probably done 3 to this point. And 4. This is our 4th one.
Way too early one.
I did forget about the way too early. I'm curious how that looks. Maybe I'll have to.
Oh, it looks bad. I pulled it up last night.
Did you pull it up?
We had the Steelers taking John Mateer.
Hey.
Lenore Sellers went number 1. Mendoza went like number 7 to the Saints. It was so weird.
That's funny.
It's way too early for a reason.
Half the quarterbacks probably weren't even in this class.
We had Dante Moore going like 3rd or something. It was nuts.
I mean, he'd go number 2 if he actually declared. And I'm seeing more stuff on that with the NIL bread. Players are going to stay more in whatever college football.
I'm not surprised.
Makes more money. Like Will Howard and Riley Leonard make a lot less than they were in college, and college is starting to get a higher payroll too.
Which I honestly think shouldn't be happening, but
yeah, I think there should be a cap for how much each person can get.
Like, here's my thing, without going on a tangent, I think they should get paid for that name and image and likeness,
I agree.
Like not amounts that pros are making.
I'll pay you a couple million to come to the University of Robert Morris.
If they can afford that.
No, they can't, but who knows? They'll hike up the tuition. Yeah, I'm curious what the landscape's going to look like. That's probably going to be ever changing for quite some time now. But, we got some more Steelers stuff coming in. There's no update on Aaron Rodgers to be expected. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not much of a comment. I mean, it's going to happen eventually, probably. If not, whatever.
Will Howard.
Yeah. And that gets into the next thing. Will Howard was taking QB1 reps at the minicamp.
I didn't see anything on how he performed, but yeah.
Keep getting your hopes up. Keep getting your hopes up, pals.
Hey.
It's not going to turn out good.
My hopes will be up as long as they are, man. Having to deal with Kenny Pickett at quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, could it get worse than that? No.
I mean, I guess not.
I've seen some bad quarterbacks.
Everyone's got some high hopes these days, especially for Will Howard, 6th-round pick. Tom Brady got drafted 25 years ago, 26 years ago.
Look at Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, late-round guy. It's pretty decent, but also
pretty decent.
I think that he's in a good system.
Give me Cole Payton. Anyways,
there's your hot take for the day.
Yeah, give me Cole Payton. Rumors. I've been seeing this here and there. Obviously, Steelers are going to be trading around. They got 12 picks. They're not going to take all of them unless they feel like cutting several players that they draft and wasting some capital. But one of the things I've been seeing is, and which I agree with this, I'm fine with that, Steelers will trade either Highsmith or Herbig. Yeah, makes sense. Good move.
Personally, I'd go with Highsmith.
Agreed.
Because I think earlier in the year,
personally, I'd go TJ Watt, but
honestly, I feel like TJ Watt should have been last year if we were going to trade him at any point. But
it's too late now.
My only thing is, I'd rather keep Herbig because I think he's younger. I think he has a bigger upside than Highsmith probably did. And the only thing with Highsmith is I talked about that, and I think a hot take earlier on in the year that I think he could get traded. So maybe that will come to fruition.
Yeah, maybe they'll use him to move up in round 1 or just acquire another.
Trade back into round 1.
Trade back into round 1.
I was thinking.
They'll probably move up in round 1 just because they can at this point. Maybe they'll use one of their 3rd-round picks and they'll gain another day 2 pick from trading Highsmith.
They have 2 second-rounders?
They got 1 second. They got 3 thirds.
Okay.
3 thirds, that's where their big stuff's at. I expect them to trade one of those, to be honest, if they're going to move up in round 1. I don't see them moving up too far unless my boy Sonny Styles drops. They should definitely hop on that. I don't think he's going past 5, though.
Well,
so
I'd said like I think this is a question later on, but I'll say it right now. But I think the ideal range, like the honey spot for the Steelers, will be anywhere from 10 to about 15. I think that would be like the ideal spot to move up into. For Vega or Mekhi Lemon, that's my guess. I'm not going to lie, I kind of like Lemon a little bit. Like, I thought he did have some character issues, but I don't know. There's something about him I like. Hey, they brought him in for the in-person visit, so he couldn't have bombed it too bad at the Combine. And then the last thing, Broderick Jones, neck injury setback. He's getting evaluated shortly if he's going to be able to be ready for training camp and or the start of the season. We have all these things happen. No clue on QB, trading an edge rusher, and now no left tackle. How does that change,
the needs and the overall outlook of the draft for the Steelers, I'm thinking left tackle is quite the possibility now, round one.
I don't really think it changes it anyway because I feel like the Steelers were going to go offensive lineman.
Yeah,
I mean, regardless.
agreed.
I think the past few weeks, I feel like they were going to go offensive lineman.
I think
first,
if
unless
anything,
someone slips that they can get their hands on.
This shifts their focus to one of these left tackles or tackles that can be swing guard or tackle. Proctor, is it Lomu, Fanu? A couple of guys can play tackle and guard.
I think Fano is going to be gone by the time the Steelers get there. But there was a name that I was like I said earlier. I think I said it last week. Monroe Freeling. He was the guy that I was a big fan of.
Yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. I'm thinking if they do trade Herbig or Highsmith, they're going to draft another edge guy pretty high up. I think they like having their rotation, and they especially needed it last year whenever Watt and Highsmith would get dinged up. You saw, what's-his-face, Jack Sawyer getting a good bit of
and
playing
seeing him
time.
get burnt in coverage. That man should never be in coverage.
Oh, I agree.
Was that the Browns game?
Something like that. Browns, Ravens, something like that. Yeah, it's not the best call there. But now we're going to
Oh wait, I have one more thing. I think I was watching the press conference of the defense coordinator, and he was talking a lot about kind of like how he likes to run his defenses, and I think he was talking about something about the nickel. I forget, but I did see that. So I'm like, that should be a little bit more promising for the defense. They won't, have that stale old scheme Tomlin liked. So maybe they'll bring some new creativity to the table.
You can only hope.
Yeah.
And I'll believe it when I see it. That's for sure. All right, we have our nice old mock draft here. PFF. And we don't have plus, so we're not making trades.
Yeah,
we're just sticking. Obviously this isn't going to work out too well because we don't have trades. I think there's going to be at least a couple trades on draft night, but we're going to get it as close as we think it can be. And, we're going to go off some of our opinions of who we think should go there and, who do you think these teams are going to take. But what do you want, odds or evens? What are you picking?
I'll take evens.
Evens?
Steven.
All right, we're going to start off with the easy pick.
Oh, wait. I have a rebuttal for number one.
A rebuttal. What's your rebuttal?
Who's going to go number one? Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
Not actually. I feel like
That's
this
some
is
pretty terrible value.
Oh, yeah. This is the most obvious pick here.
So we got Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, obvious.
Cleared number one quarterback in the class. Now, I don't know if I'd consider him the number one player in the class, but just based off positional value, I think Mendoza's number one.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of talk. I'd kind of put it between Jeremiah Love and, honestly, Sonny Styles, but you don't want to be paying a backer of any sorts that number one overall pick kind of money. So you may even see Jeremiah Love fall down the board because of that.
Honestly, I think he'll still be a top 5 guy, but right here I've been seeing a lot of different things for the Jets. I saw them, somehow getting Ty Simpson in a mock draft, which I would never pick him here. But I do see that they need some help down there, edge rusher. So I think David Bailey could go here at number 2. I'm not sold on Ruben Bain.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him either. I think he's going to last until that 10 range probably.
Yeah.
I think Reese goes above him. But now we're at this 3 spot. Cardinals, I think they're a Ty Simpson team. Not here at 3, but maybe a trade back up. I also think this team, I'm seeing stuff that the Cardinals want to get out of this 3rd pick here because I don't really think the value is the best for what they need. I think some tackles down the board are, better spots than here. But I think probably the simplest pick here is probably going to be, I'm going to go with Francis Maui-Noah, right tackle.
Whoa.
Crazy stuff.
I'm not going to lie, that is crazy because him going early, I just feel like that's going to trigger the offensive tackle landslide. And
I think they're going to trade out of this pick, but your boy has no abilities to make trades because I'm not a PFF member.
But right here, I think this is a little bit crazy. But I'm going to go with Arvell Reese going here with the Titans. I think he's going to be the first guy.
It's pretty good value at 4. I like that. Yeah. He's a edge linebacker. He can do a little bit of a hybrid role.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he's saying he's a full edge rusher coming in this draft class. We'll see how the Titans go and use him. Now at 5 here, I'm kind of in between two guys, Jeremiah Love and Sonny Styles.
Okay. Honestly, go ahead.
And, they got Scattaboo.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about.
I don't think Love's... I think there's a chance that Love could make it to 10. I don't really think Styles can make it to 10. So I'm going to go Sonny Styles here at 5.
I was going to say, if you didn't go with Sonny Styles, I was going to be like, oh, that would be so good for the Giants defense.
Mm-hmm. But that's what they go with at 10 there then.
Right here for the Browns. This is where I would have had Mainoa going to tackle. Mm-hmm. But can you get to the tackles, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. We're going to see that, kind of domino effect of tackles going. So I'm going to see Fano going here.
Fano, there we go, left tackle.
And I think this could, if this does play out to be like this, I think this is where we'll see the Steelers try and trade up. Because once those guys start going off the board, then they're going to get a little bit of urgency there.
Yeah, so we got the O-line falling off pretty quick here. They got 2 off here in the top 6. So, or my bad, Fanu's a right tackle. Lomu, that's the left tackle. Anyways, now we're at 7. Pretty easy. Jeremiah Love. It's pretty good value.
And right here, I think this we're going to see our first receiver, and I'm going to go with Carnell Tate.
Okay, pairing up the Ohio State guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the pick I made there for Washington, they have Bill Krosky Merritt or whatever his name is, something like that. I just don't think it's even comparable of skill level and how much impact. So, it don't hurt to have one super good and one decent running back. So you might as well grab probably the best player in the class, Jeremiah Love at 7 there. Now we have the old Chiefs at 9. Here I think it's a little too early for a corner. I think there's some pretty decent ones down the board. I think this is a pretty deep corner class. Some guys like Terrell, Hood, Cisse, Chris Johnson. So we're going to wait on corner for Chiefs until later. Here, I got a couple ideas in mind. Obviously there's receiver. I think it's a little rich for some of these guys here. Maybe if Carnell Tate's there, they might grab him. But I think the easiest pick here, and what makes the most sense for the Chiefs, is Reuben Bain Jr. I think he's got some versatility on the D-line.
Okay.
And, there was a point where they were talking Reuben Bain at number 2, and he's slipping here to 9. So I think it's pretty good value.
Oh, I know. I think our last, I'm not sure for last mock draft, but I think we had him going pretty early as well.
Yeah.
But
then the T-Rex arms came out in the measurables. So he's slid a little bit.
Then I'm right here. I honestly think the Giants could double dip here on defense, man. I'd say Caleb Downs. I know he might have a little bit of,
that.
He might have a little bit of, kind of questions about some things.
Some medicals, yeah.
But I think this will be a good spot for him to land.
This is considered like one of the top 3 players in the class, so I don't think the Giants do too bad here getting
2 defensive guys.
Best linebacker and then the best safety in the class.
And here's my thing. I personally don't think the Giants have that bad of an offense. Yeah, they might need a little bit more help at the receiver position. Mm-hmm. A lot of injuries, but I think
I'm hearing a lot of buzz about Jordan Tyson here at 10.
You're not gonna lie, that would be actually pretty good. Honestly,
I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if I believe it because I feel like 10's pretty rich for Jordan Tyson. I'm hearing a lot of smoke about injury concerns and just like play strength concerns, even from Daniel Jeremiah. So I'd love to be blown away tomorrow night and see the Giants take.
Before you get into this next
Tyson.
pick, I just kind of want to say I think from pick 11 on, I think this is where we're going to start seeing potential trade options for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
So anywhere from 11 to, like I said earlier, like 15 or 16, I think that might be like the honey spot for the Steelers to trade up to.
So here with the Dolphins, I'm kind of in between.
I have my eyes on
a couple guys here. Now, Mekhi Lemon makes sense.
Yeah.
These receivers make sense here. I'm not entirely sold. I'm mostly in between Delane and Thieneman here. And, man, I'm going to have to go with Mansour Delane here. I'm going to go screw the Cowboys over. Sorry. Been hearing some reports saying that if Delane's there at 12, they're running to the podium, putting that pick in. But, yeah, the Dolphins just are in a general rebuild. go ahead and grab probably the best corner on the board. Now, Jermon McCoy.
See,
I don't know if you know his backstory. He hasn't played in a year.
okay.
He
Just
just worked.
ACL or
Yeah,
something? Yeah.
Victoria ACL. He just worked out. Supposed to look good, but now there's reports saying that he needs another knee surgery to clean something up. So he might even fall out of the first round on Thursday night or tomorrow night. So
Well, honestly, looking here at the Cowboys' needs, it seems like everything he needs on the defensive side of the ball here. But this is interesting. Pretty interesting. Let's take a look at the defensive lineman. I think this is way too early for a defensive lineman, in my opinion, at least out of this
I can
class.
pull up an edge too, if you think they need an edge.
Oh man, dude, this is gonna be a rough one. He's up there at the linebackers. We got anybody? There's a Georgia guy I think that's up there.
C.J. Allen. He might. They have. He's a little rich here on PFF, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think right here we're gonna go BPA. I mean, Dylan Thieneman to the Cowboys. That's gonna be my pick here, simply because I think he might be one of the better players left here. But
Agreed.
yeah, that's a rough one right there. That's rough.
Now we have the Rams. Easy pick. Mekhi Lemon.
Okay, staying home in Southern California.
You got what's his face? Why can't I think of his name? Puka.
Puka Nacua.
He just got checked into rehab.
Dude, he's crazy.
Devontae Adams is getting old. I think it's a pretty good piece to, finish out that receiver room and possibly be a Devontae Adams replacement in the future. So,
dude, I don't want to do this for the Ravens, but the Ravens, they need some offensive line help. We could tell after last year having to watch Daniel Falele, having to try to block
Vega
to the Ravens.
Yep. Steelers miss out.
Unless they trade up.
Yeah, unless they do trade up. Indeed. Now we have the Buccaneers.
Yes, me.
Yeah. I'm pretty much in between Mesidor and Kenyon Sadiq. I think it's a little early for Mesidor. He's going to be starting off at 25 years old.
I think Sadiq will be a great
I think Sadiq's a pretty good option here. He's honestly more of a receiver than a tight end.
Yeah.
He's a willing blocker, but he's like 6'3", 240. So you're essentially drafting a receiver / tight end here.
Yeah.
/ fullback, I guess. So.
And going with the Jets here, I do see that they do need a corner, which I don't like. After you said about McCoy, I just don't think they're going to go McCoy here. But Jordan Tyson, the Jets right here, I think that'll be a perfect landing spot.
I do agree. Jordan Tyson to the Jets. Now we're at the Lions. I think this is a pretty easy tackle spot. Who do they want? I'm thinking Monroe Freeling here is some pretty good value.
Yeah.
Especially some left tackle. They need a left tackle. I'm pretty sure they just cut theirs. I forget his name. Something Decker. I'm pretty sure that was Decker. That was their left tackle. I'm not too up on the Lions specific players, but I do know they need a left tackle, so I think that's a pretty good pick there.
And then coming up with the Vikings, this is where I'm going to go with McNeil Warren. They need a safety, and if they don't get Thieneman, then it's going to be McNeil Warren.
Next best guy.
Yes.
Now here, Panthers. I don't think they're going receiver again. I don't really like their options here. Cooper Jr. is actually interesting. I don't think they go receiver 3 years in a row in the first round, quite frankly. Don't like the running backs. Kind of curious about tackle. This is an interesting spot.
Yeah. I agree.
I'll say it. Just to put it simple, I kind of like Ian Nachor here. Think it's still a little too early.
From downtown, man.
Yeah. This is an interesting. I feel like this is going to be pretty interesting for the rest of this.
I agree.
The rest of this draft here. But right now I'm thinking, man. Wow. Yeah, I'm at a loss here right now.
Yeah, me too. The way this board kind of shook up is a little interesting.
Yeah. I'm thinking, man, this is rough here. I'm thinking this is probably the best value here. I'm in between Cooper and a tackle. I kind of don't like any of these tackles this early.
Okay. Interesting.
So I'm going to go Umar Cooper Jr. here out of Indiana.
Poor Steelers getting robbed here. Right here, Cowboys. I still don't understand their needs, but I don't understand it. But I'm just gonna go with Akeem Mesidor right here.
Get some edge help. He should be pretty impactful off the start because he's so
This
old.
is gonna be interesting.
Now we're here with the Steelers.
The Steelers, they don't have the receiver on their needs list right now.
Yes, they got 2. I guess that's enough. Based off last year, it's not enough. So here, kind of on the Caden Proctor boat.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of what I was looking at myself.
Now, that's not specifically to play guard. I think you slide him in, expect him to play some left guard, not left tackle. But yeah, with how this board has fell, I'm not the biggest fan of going with either of these 2 receivers here. And as you see, I mean, last mock draft, they were like definite first rounders. They're slipping now. Concepcion has that.
Did you see what happened to Branch?
Knee injury.
Branch got arrested. Zachariah Branch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got arrested. So
No, that's not good. He might slip down. That might be worth grabbing. We're going to Caden Proctor here as a guard, not a tackle, though. Okay.
And then going here with the Chargers. Looks like they also need some receiver help here. Let's go to the offensive line here. They don't need a tackle. I mean,
interior.
I know one of their guards just left, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Miller's a switch guy. He can switch from guard to tackle.
I'm not too certain about
Can you look at his
Blake
numbers real quick? I don't know.
I'm thinking.
I feel like we're probably going to see one of these guys who are predicted later slip in. So let's go with Pregnon.
Pregnon?
Yeah, for the time being here.
I'm going to say Vega Wane went so early at, 14? That honestly makes sense. There's been quite the run on O-lineman in this draft right now.
Which I'm afraid could actually happen this year. So
yeah. And now we are at the Eagles. No safeties here that I'm liking. Edge, not so much. We're looking at tackle. I'm thinking, honestly, this is actually wonderful. Maxie Notcher, he's only been playing tackle for like two or 3 seasons now, and you can stick him behind Lane Johnson and let him learn up a little bit. I think that's a pretty good pick for the future.
I think that would be good, honestly. And right here, can you go to receivers, please? I think this is where we're going to see KC go.
KC Concepcion.
I think this might be a good spot for him to go to.
Yeah, I've seen him linked with the Browns.
Yeah.
So I think 24 makes some pretty good sense here. Now we have the Bears.
The Bears.
Now I'm thinking this is our first D lineman off the board. They need D line in general.
Yeah.
So we have options here of Keldrick Falk, Cade McDonald. I'm not liking TJ Parker yet. Maybe a little bit further down the board. I'm going to go with, Actually, I might have just ate my words. I'm going to go TJ Parker.
Whoa.
Sorry. Yeah. He, pretty sure former 5-star, pretty big athlete.
6'8".
Mocked to be, a first-round pick before the season. Clemson had such a wonderful season.
Yeah, they're fun.
So... yeah, I'm liking that TJ Parker pick.
And
I've seen him mocked to the Steelers at 21 because Peter Schrager's on some stuff. But Peter Schrager usually knows his stuff. He's got his ins and outs of the league.
The last couple of years, I've been off with Peter Schrager, bro. I just didn't like his mocks, bro. I don't know. But right here, I think we're going to see our first defensive lineman go for the Bills. Go down. Caden McDonald, Ohio State.
Here we are. Yeah, at this point, I think he's the best defensive interior lineman in the class.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Banks is having some feet and ankle issues.
Did he break his foot or
something like that?
He broke his foot, I believe.
But it's starting to happen like pretty consistently, and that's if it wasn't for his injury concerns, he'd probably be the first. He'd probably go.
Shoot, I'd even take Peter Woods
top
first.
20. Yeah. We're having a pretty big slip with Caleb Banks. We'll see what kind of value somebody gets around to if it actually pans out. But there are some valid injury concerns with him there. Now, I'm not going to go tackle here. They just re-signed what's-his-face. I also don't really like the tackles too much left here on the board. The only guy,
I think the only guy I would go with here is Lomu.
Lomu, I think it's too early, and I also think they just signed Trent Williams for 2 years, so I don't think it's worth grabbing right there for them.
Honestly, my only kind of rebuttal to that is the 49ers, they love to get injured, so I don't think that would be bad.
Now, here with the Niners, I'm honestly thinking receiver. And I'm thinking this is a pretty good spot for Denzel Boston, my guy. I think it's a pretty good spot. They have Ricky Pearsall, hasn't really produced, been injury prone. He got shot. He's more of a route technician rather than like a deep threat. That Denzel Boston is pretty good guy at the catch point. You're going to Brock Purdy some more help over there.
Looking here at the Texans, I don't see them going anywhere on that offensive line. So I personally think here, and they're not going running back either. I feel like they're going to try to bolster that defense further. So I think this is where I could see Keldrick Falk going, edge rusher.
Okay.
I feel like he is probably like one of the last edge guys that maybe would go in this route. Not route. Oh, I just lied. I just ate my words. Cassius Howe is also on that line as well, but I'm going to go Falk here.
Don't they have two?
Yeah, Will Anderson and what's his name? But
you're bolstering even more. Now, this guy is a tweener. He can slip and look at that, 6'6", 285.
Yeah.
So we will go with that. Now we're at here with the Chiefs. This might be one of the craziest slips I've seen in my life. Jermard McCoy at 29. Wow. Best corner in the class. Got some injury concerns.
Whoa.
And you let the Chiefs grab him at 29, and then they also grab...
Who did we take with the...
Ruben Bain at number 9. Look at that defense now.
All right, so we picked Ruben Bain, the first one for the
and
Dolphins.
Dolphins, their first pick was Mansour Delane.
Okay, gotcha.
Whoa. We got anything good here at receiver? Not really.
Honestly, I think my two guys for receiver would probably be Bell, but that's besides the point. But right here, I believe that they'll go with Avion Terrell. I think back-to-back cornerbacks will be going here.
Hey, Dolphins are bolstering up their DBs. They got Delane.
Got to.
And Avion Terrell.
Okay,
that's a pretty good CB class.
If you can get two top, first round corners, one draft, I think your secondary is set for a good amount of time. So I think that would be a pretty good thing for them. But once again, they could also potentially be a trade candidate, trade back into like the early part of the second round. Just a lot of,
Maybe a team trades with the Dolphins to get up and grab one of those quarterbacks,
Yeah.
Now we have
Cardinals.
The Patriots here. I'm going to go with Peter Woods. Yeah. I'd like to go Caleb Banks. I think he's going to slip out of the first round, so I'm going to go Peter Woods. Big athlete. Pretty good season last year. Fell off kind of this year. But I think they're going to be drafting on potential. Two back-to-back Clemson guys there.
I'm not gonna lie. I just got a funny idea. Can you get a running back real quick, please?
What are you doing?
Now, I don't think I'm gonna do this, but
what are you thinking, Jadarian?
Jadarian Price somehow sneaks into the first round. I think that would be.
I've seen some things about that,
and honestly,
I think he can get picked later. What are you going? See, they lost.
Oh wait,
they lost corners.
Wait.
They lost the safety.
Not gonna lie,
I don't like the safety.
I don't like him either. But I mean, if we're gonna go with the BPA at least in this round, at the moment, I'm gonna go with Cassius Howe. I think he might be the last.
Yeah, I like that.
First round talent guy who I'd pick, but I'm honestly kind of.
He's done it all down, but he's a pretty good pass rusher.
Yeah.
He's also got some pretty short arms, but some pretty good production out there at A&M.
I'm a little surprised Blake Miller, the guy out of Clemson, didn't get picked. Or was it? Yeah, Clemson didn't get picked, the tackle.
I've seen some with him in.
Steelers.
I've seen some with him out. So I'm curious what it's going to look like on draft night. I'm not really too high on Blake Miller. But yeah, I'm going to download our old PFF mock draft here. And we're going to stop sharing our screen.
I'm just looking at the list going here. I just pulled up a mock draft and crap. I just got a paywall ad. That's nice. There we go. So this mock draft that I'm looking at from the NFL has the Cowboys actually trading up for Sonny Styles.
Oh,
Which
that's interesting.
That could probably cure a lot of
I would have loved to.
issues we had.
I would have loved to make some trades in this round 1 mock draft.
No one's paying.
And unfortunately, I'm too cheap.
But
That's just what it is.
this mock also had the Browns still getting Fano at 12.
Oh.
So maybe getting Fano early may have been a little bit of a stretch, but I don't know. It's actually kind of interesting seeing how these guys.
I mean, no one's going to get the mock draft right. I think it's cool to look through and see different possibilities. Like, what could happen? Why could it happen?
like this
and
one even had the Eagles trading up.
Yeah. And like with our mock, with how early tackles went, we get to the Steelers pick and all they got left is freaking Caden Proctor.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know.
Which
It
is
should be
interesting.
interesting seeing what happens tomorrow
Yeah.
night.
Oh, for sure. We'll see how close we did. We picked Shadur Sanders last year.
Did we? Oh my god!
I think on our last one, yeah, we said Shadur Sanders at 20.
Perfect timing, I guess. Dude,
All right, maybe we'll be a little bit better on the ballpark this year.
dude.
I think other people were doing that too, so it's not too big.
Honestly, I think that no one really predicted Shadur to fall like that last year. That's my thing.
No.
Like
Mel Kiper almost like seized and died.
I didn't think he was gonna. I thought he was gonna be like, okay, if he didn't get picked first round, second round.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
But
thing.
I don't know. I don't know. I just thought it was a little messed up, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really show me much last year, to be honest. So maybe the scouts were right.
He
Who
somehow
knows?
beat the Steelers.
Yeah, and he honestly handed us that game too. We got our hot takes. I'm gonna go with my hot take here. I'm thinking your boy Aaron Rodgers. I think he's gonna miss his deadline. You know, the Steelers say we don't have a deadline for Rodgers. My hot take is he's actually not gonna come back, and he's gonna retire, which is gonna shock everybody. But luckily for the Steelers, they took a quarterback decently early in Drew Aller, round 3. It's going to be an all-out battle. Will Howard, Drew Aller, and Mason Rudolph. You know who's going to win the battle? Drew Aller, all right? All these Penn State fans, their brains are going to explode.
Carter, I'm not going to lie. That may be my favorite hot take of all time. That may be the hot take of all time on this show.
Here's the thing. I don't even really want Drew Aller that much. I like Cole Payton for the value. But if we don't get Aaron Rodgers, you might as well take a shot.
I'll take
Why
Drew
not?
out. I'm not going to lie.
I'll take both of them. I saw a mock draft.
They all have the builds to be a Steelers quarterback, if you ask me.
I saw a mock draft. Steelers traded a 4th-round pick for Anthony Richardson and then took Taylor Green later in the draft.
What?
Yep. I said the same thing. I was like, why would we trade for Richardson and then do this guy? And it was like, oh, Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you take 2 QBs in one class. You know, I'd be all on board if you take Drew Aller and Cole Payton, but I honestly don't feel like that's worth any of your picks, though.
That's what the Browns did for whatever freaking reason.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel and Shadur.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. And they might have the what's his face start anyways, the Cleveland Predator. So let's see how that goes.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, he hasn't played in like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, honestly, I do like that hot take. I think it's interesting.
No, I think that might be the
I
hot
think
take
it's
for
pretty
the show.
funny.
I like it.
Maybe it'll happen. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm very curious of what's going to go down. I'm for honestly night 2 because I feel like they have so many picks.
I think
Night 2 is whenever you like. That's when you really like make your team better because if you hit on these round 2 and 3 guys, that's when you really improve the depth.
Well, I feel like the Steelers, they did hit on they always hit on those round 2 and 3 guys, but
Except for the Kenny Pickett draft.
Yeah, recently
Ain't on the roster no more.
it hasn't been too good.
No.
Recent, but
I'm liking some of these guys they've gotten, but you'd like them to be a little bit better. People like Peyton Wilson.
See, and here's my thing. When the Steelers drafted Claypool in the 3rd, I was like, oh my god, we might actually have a decent receiver. Then he just fell off the face of the earth.
I mean, he was good his rookie year.
Yeah,
And now he's trying to make his comeback. Who knows what happens with him?
right.
He can
Should
go
be
make the
interesting.
comeback in the XFL
Dolphins.
thing.
He was with the
going on.
Dolphins, I think, right? at one point?
Yeah, he never. I don't think he played like a snap or two.
That's
He didn't really play.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's going to be it. I'm gonna try and get this episode up tonight, hopefully before like 9 p.m. I got some stuff going on, but I mean, we'll see what goes down. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna be in class during the draft.
I'll be there.
Unfortunately, Amere will be there. He can give us a first-hand account.
Yeah, I'll be in
Being
the
security.
So
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Happy draft. Be safe if you're going. Have a good one.